Hey, everybody, welcome to Journey Through the Generations, and we're back with another episode, Reflections of Our Journey. And today's theme is challenge. Now, this can be however you want to think of challenge. It could
Yeah.
be something challenging in your research, it could be something that you're going to challenge yourself to do. So it's however you want to look at challenge, but for me in particular, I'm looking at challenge as in something that's been challenging for me in my research.
Okay.
And so, what's been challenging for me is researching internationally.
Right.
Because a lot of the resources that we have here in the U.S. is just domestic records,
Right.
and sometimes it's hard to find records internationally without paying extra money.
I was gonna say, yeah, without having to pay
Yeah,
extra.
yeah. So that's important to know. You can research international records. It's just going to cost you to do it.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
But that's not all the way, true. There are some international records available. You may be able to find some on Family Search. Ancestry may have a little bit, but if you want their full menu of international records, you're gonna have to pay extra for it. And then there are just independent websites. I mean, I had a website that I found that had some UK data in there that someone else had researched and wrote their thesis
Okay.
on it. And so it talks about what I believe is one of my ancestors. I have not confirmed that yet, but it is one that I think might be the case. But the point is that it doesn't always have to be through the big sites like Ancestry and the census and National Archives and all that good stuff. That's fantastic. But there are people out there doing research as well as you are, and they may have information on it. It's similar to Trisha writing her blog. Somebody in the future may be researching her family and they run across the blog and she has tons of posts on there
That's
about her
true.
family. Somebody's going to learn something from
Right.
that.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm kind of getting off topic a little bit. But, yeah, my challenge though is just international research. And then in the country that I am researching, Guyana, from what I read is, the information and the data that they have in the country is hit or miss. They don't have a real robust system
Right.
of keeping the records, but they were a British run country for a point in time. And I know that some of the records for them is being kept in the UK.
Right.
And so I have a much better chance of finding it, but I have to pay for the data, the resource to it. So that's been my challenge. What about
Have
you?
you? Well, I was just gonna ask a question.
Oh,
Have
okay.
you thought about like watching the Finding Your Roots or Who Do You Think You Are TV shows, because they often eventually go over I'm gonna say overseas, internationally for their research, and they might could give you some ideas on how you could find some records.
So I watch those shows, not all the time. I don't watch all the episodes. But when I do, I don't pay attention to it like that, looking for that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to hear the stories and the people that they found and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Not exactly where it come from, but that's a good idea. You never know. They may say a name or something that you could go and look for, and it may be something that you can
Yeah.
use.
You never know.
So you never know.
Yeah.
But I did get a free copy of Family Tree Magazine UK,
Okay, that's good.
the
That's a good
UK
resource.
version, and so they may have some resources in there that would help too.
That's a good idea.
So think about that. But yeah, that's the kind of challenge that I'm running into.
Okay.
But don't let that discourage you. There are some different things out there. you just have to find them, and I have to find
Right.
them, and I will.
Yeah,
You
it'll
will
find
too.
you.
So
And sometimes they find you.
yeah,
So
that's true
that's
too.
true.
So
For
yeah, what about
for
you?
me in this research, this journey has definitely taught me that genealogy is not just about the actual research, the looking at census records, looking at marriage records, and things like that. It's also about organizing. It's about going through photos. Genealogy has so many aspects, and one of them for me is the different genealogy challenges that are out there that you can participate in to be able to, get your genealogy spark back, or, just focus on one ancestor that you're researching. So the challenge for me that helped me is the 30 by 30 research challenge that was organized by a blogger who is Organize Your Family History blog. That's where I read about it. And basically the premise is that you research for 30 minutes every day for 30 days. That's the 30 by 30. And the way I did it was I picked a specific ancestor of mine that I wanted to research, and I researched that ancestor for 30 minutes every day for 30 days. And being that focused on one ancestor, because sometimes I can be a little all over the place and I want to research everybody at once and I don't really get a lot done. But doing this challenge and just focusing my attention on one ancestor, I was able to actually find information that would lead me further back in my research. So anytime that I am, not feeling good about my research, or I think that I need to do more, or I need to get back into it, I always start with the 30 by 30 challenge.
Yeah, that's a good one. And then we together, kind of, it's not an official challenge, but it's something that we challenged ourselves to do. A couple of things is post more
Correct.
episodes of the podcast. We talked about it at the beginning of the year. And then also to make every Tuesday what we call Genealogy Tuesdays,
Yes.
where we do something affiliated with genealogy in our research.
Yeah.
And it may be researching, it may be looking at photos, it may be writing blog posts. There's a lot of different things, but I think we've done it every Tuesday all year.
I think
so far.
I'm pretty sure we started in the middle of January, and we are really, and I think now it's a habit that we do it on Tuesdays now, but it gives us time because, the world is a busy place. We have jobs, we have a son, we have family, we have outside, activities and community things that we do. So to be able to carve out that time that we know this is what we're going to do for at least 2 hours every Tuesday, it really focuses us and we get it done. Just kind of like this 30 by 30 challenge focuses me. And because 30 minutes is really not that long, if you think about it, to do some research. So if you can just carve out a little bit of time, once a week, once a month, just to get back into the groove of things, you would be amazed at how much that would really help your research.
Yeah.
And your attitude towards what you're finding. I feel for me, because I'm more pleasant because I'm actually focused and I'm not so frustrated all the time when I'm in my research.
Yeah, that's a good one. So anyway, I think that's probably it, guys. We appreciate you for listening. All of our social media contact information will be in the episode notes. Please feel free to follow us and like us, subscribe to the podcast, and tell your family and friends about us so that they can follow what we're doing as well. I think we'll call it a day, and I hope you guys have a good one. Stay safe out there and have a good one.
Thanks, guys.